Hello friends, welcome to our channel Knowledge Amplifier, and in my this particular video I am going to give you some mathematical intuition behind the formation of classification tree, which algorithm basically works, that which particular feature we have to select one particular stage, and what should be the value based on which we are going to divide our data into two parts. That how our algorithm decides. That's what I am going to discuss. Okay. So here for the discussion purpose, I have taken one small data set where my input features are total number of hours studied per day, and this is midterm score. Okay. And based on midterm score of an individual student and total number of hours studied per day, we have to predict whether the student has passed the final exam or failed. Okay. We have this data set. Right. So you can understand this is binary classification. Now let's try to understand this. So as the total number of input features are very less, so we can easily visualize using two-dimensional plot like this. Okay, midterm score in y-axis and hours in x-axis if I plot, and just roughly if I put the data points, I'll be getting graph somewhat like this. Now how to take decision stepwise. Okay, as you know that decision tree follows top down approach, right? So how which feature to select, that is suppose it is choosing in the first decision, it is taking whether total numbers of hours studied less than 6 or greater than 6. If less than 6, then whether the student has midterm score less than 40. If yes, then the student is failed. Like this, how it is choosing which feature to select and what should be the value for taking decision, right? So let me discuss in the PowerPoint. So I have taken the same data set here. So same like regression problem, what it will do, it will take all possible features and all possible cut points. Okay, so all possible features means here two features are present, one is midterm, another one is total number of hours studies per day. And all possible combination means it will try for hours equal to 5, 6, 7, 11, 14, 18. Then it will try for midterm marks 35, 40, 42, 50, 65, 80. And like regression problem, if one particular error is minimized for a particular feature and for a particular value, that it is going to select as decision rule for that particular stage. Now in case of regression problem, how we have tried to find out the error? Simple, what our actual y value is and what our model is predicting, subtract those, square those, total summation of that we are considering as error, and that we need to minimize. But here this is classification problem, so we cannot apply that RSS, okay, residual sum of square, in this particular case, right? So how decision is taken for this particular case? Very simple. If you just recall our previous video where I have discussed what is the prediction methodology for regression and classification problem, I have clearly told you that for regression problem, decision tree follows mean of a particular region. Okay, and for classification problem, what decision tree follows? Correct, mode, right? So if a new test data point comes in a particular region, in that region, whatever training data point is present, for those training data point, what is the mode class that it is going to predict as class for the coming test data point, right? So here we are going to use that only. So what I have told in this step 1, it will start with all possible features and all possible cut points. So let's start with hours. Okay, so first possible value of hour is 5. So it will make one decision that total number of hours studied per day for a particular student is greater than 5 or less than 5. It don't know that it is optimal one or not. It is just trying. Okay, so now we have divided our whole data set into two parts, right? Good. Now if you just for all these data points, as these are training data sets, so we know what is the actual class, right? So I have just written the actual class for each data point. Now what it will do, it is going to decide the cut based on misclassification rate or classification error rate. Okay, like previously in regression problem it used minimum RSS. Here it will try for which feature, which cut point we are getting or our model is getting minimum classification error rate, that feature it is going to choose. Okay, so now how it is going to decide that value? See, in the left hand side of this particular cut only one data point is present, which is false. So mode for this particular whole region is obviously going to be false. And if you consider the right hand side, false, false, that is fail, fail, pass, pass, pass. So mode for this particular region is pass. What it will do, as you know, in classification case, it will predict all the values whatever coming in that region as the mode class, right? So what it will do, for all this point, actually for our model, all these values having same class as pass. Okay, now model will try to predict what is misclassification. See, in the left hand side, zero misclassification because both are false. Okay, because only one value, this is false, mode is also false, so no misclassification. But in the right hand side, see, actually these two are false or fail. Okay, fail student. But our model, for our model, the whole region is basically pass because mode is pass, right? So what is happening, although these three it is predicting properly, but these two are coming under misclassification. So total number of misclassification in this whole, after the whole splitting based on this particular criteria, is 2. Okay, so misclassification rate you can consider like this, the total number of misclassification by total number of data points. Okay, and this particular factor our model will try to minimize, and using this it will try to predict the particular feature and cut point. Okay, so it will not stop here, it will try for what is the misclassification rate or classification error rate for this particular decision. Okay, less than 6, greater than 6, then for 7, then 11, then 14, then 18. Okay, not only this is only for hours feature is over, then midterm feature is also remaining. For midterm also all possible cut points it will predict. Okay, like this. I hope it is clear. Now suppose that we are getting misclassification rate or classification error rate minimum for this particular cut. Okay, that is midterm score greater than 42 or less than 42, right? So this is our stage 1 decision. Now we have formed two regions, one is in this upper side, one is this lower side. Again in these two sides separately same algorithm will repeat. Okay, that is it will try for hours 5, 6, 7, 11, 14, 18. I am talking about upper region. Okay, then it will try for midterm score 50, 65, 80. For the lower region, for all possible values of hours, similarly midterm score 35, 40, 42 it will try. It will try to find out for both the region what is the cut value and what is the feature for which our model is getting minimum overall classification error rate. Okay, or minimum misclassification, right? And that it is going to choose that cut, that feature it is going to choose for our these two separated data. Okay, so this is how our decision tree will proceed, right? So simple algorithm, just instead of regression problem where we have followed minimum RSS, here we need to follow minimum classification error rate or minimum misclassification rate. Okay, so if I just show you the rules or steps in the regression problem, we had these steps. What we have done in regression problem, consider all predictors and all possible cut points, same classification, same step 1. Okay, calculate RSS for each possibility. Here we need to calculate classification error rate for each possibility. Okay, there are other parameters also like Gini index is present, entropy is present, all those advanced things I will be discussing slowly by slowly in my upcoming videos, but try to have a clear feeling about this particular working. This is easily understandable, right? How classification error rate should be minimized, right? Then it will select the one which is having minimum classification error rate. In regression problem it was least RSS, in classification problem it is going to select that one for which it is getting minimum classification error rate and continue till stopping criteria is reached. Stopping criteria may be minimum observation at internal node, it may be minimum observation at leaf node, or it may be maximum depth of my decision tree. Okay, so this is what about the actual algorithm which works behind the formation of this classification tree in decision tree machine learning algorithm. Okay, so I hope you have understood this. This is all for this video. Thank you for watching.